Ooh, you boys making me laugh. Hello and welcome to the Bachelorette Boys. My name is Casey S.
I'm Jake C.
And I'm Alex F.
We are the three most popular Bachelorette Boys of the internet's #1 Bachelor-based podcast, #1 in spirit and in numbers, and that is not a lie.
Yeah, and in listening to our fans, this is what you wanted, so this is what you get.
What, white wine?
White wine.
White wine.
I'm
and your
not wearing a
favorite
jacket
boys.
for the first time ever.
I'm not wearing pants underneath the table. A lot of things are going
think
on.
any of us
No,
are.
none of us are. Just a little fun tidbit for you. Should we cheers to Rachel finding love?
Yeah, right? Because I
See-
think so.
Viewers, with your pick maybe. With viewers, something's going on in the Bachelor Boys tonight, much like what went on with Jack Stone, our favorite hero, and that's a lot of friendship. We see a lot of friendship going down at this table, and a lot of friendship with Jack Stone.
Yeah, I never
Guys,
knew friendship could be a bad thing.
Yeah, I want to start by just saying, like, I already know that Jack Stone will not go far in this competition, but he's still my man. I'm going to defend him to his death, and I feel happy with my choice regardless. I know you feel happy. How you feeling after watching your week 1, Mr. Jake C?
Honestly, like, overall, like, very specifically, I am very happy. My pick is Dean, as if you don't know, now you know. Patch fan. But it was a great episode for me. You know, like I feel like my picks make it strong right at the beginning, but also at the first half of the episode, which really isn't where the meat is.
You are very much a first half.
I'm a first half episode guy.
I never realized it, but that's true.
And I don't like that is just so true in most facets of my life because that's like a very specific like personality type. I think
like a first 30 seconds of the game kind of guy.
He gets done real
like
quick.
Coming up.
Yeah, I'm literally the preview. That's it.
Wait, I don't even. Speaking of you, I don't even remember who your pick is. Who's your pick?
Josiah.
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 Think about that for a second.
Yeah, he's a little under the radar right now, but still strong. Still strong.
He got
I
a
think.
rose at the second group date.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Josiah to me.
Did he?
I feel like he did because he was showed his protective side.
Oh, right.
Talking about
Okay.
who got? Oh God, I forgot. his
Dean
name.
got the first rose, first group date rose, and then Peter was
And
on the
Peter, and
one-on-one
then- yeah.
with Copper. It was really a 2-on-1. And then the second group date was a basketball, which we'll get to.
We're gonna
And that
cover
went
all
to
of it.
Josiah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I must have. spaced.
Yeah, my thing with Josiah, I like him, but I think he's a little two-faced. Like he's sitting there with Demario.
I'm starting to feel that.
Yeah,
way.
I am
I
too.
feel like something's gonna come out. Like he seems to be a little like overprotective. You know, he liked to show his protective side, but I feel like it's a little overbearing, and I feel like he's gonna get a little too possessive at some point in time.
He just seems kind of fake with Rachel, because like with or fake with Demario, one or the other. Because with Demario, he was like, yeah, it's dog eat dog out there, lion eat lion, whatever. And then like with Rachel, he was just like really sweet and loving, and it's just like which guy are you? You can't be like Mr. Predator over there, like I'm the alpha male, and then also be like I'm the sensitive guy in the group.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it is still early, but for whatever reason, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
You know, I have these weird. I can't put my finger on why exactly it is that I feel this, but I think that.
You get a tingle in your extremities?
I do, yeah, and I think that's just because, like, you know, what you just said is, like, we saw two small but different sides to him. There was the whole jungle thing, which is like, okay, I get that, whatever. Yeah, maybe you got to be like that with Demario. You know, he's trash. But I don't know. I'm still pulling for him. I still think he's gonna
Demario?
be a good guy. No,
I hope the guy that showed up at the end of the episode is actually his twin brother, DeLuigi, and he's actually much nicer.
Like, no, you don't
much
understand.
more humble.
Yo, that is your #1 zinger that I've ever heard from you, DeLuigi. That's good.
Oh
That's
man,
good right
that's a bold prediction, and I think you might be right.
I'm sticking with it.
You know who else gave a
Take
good
it to
bold
Vegas.
prediction was Ashton Kutcher on our group date. Let's talk about the group date.
Yes.
I love that Ashton Kutcher had wanted nothing to do with Waboom.
Mm-hmm.
He was
We all want nothing
He
to
did
do.
it, and he was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Mila
So
Kunis is like, it's his thing, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm okay."
yeah, I like that Mila Kunis. Like, there's no way they don't know really what's happening, but I like the way that it felt that they didn't, because it's like what's Wahoo or whatever. She kept calling it the wrong thing. Never once did Mila Kunis say the right thing, and I kind of like that because I don't know if we want to get into this or not, but I don't hate Lucas. We could talk about it.
We're going to get into that right now.
I think we're gonna, but
how do you not hate Lucas?
Well,
He's awful.
Well, let me first off start by saying that I don't condone the waboom. I think it is annoying. I think it's obnoxious and it's not a good look. And
he's just not a man.
It's partially endearing that he doesn't care what other people think, but it's also partially kind of frustrating that he doesn't. He doesn't. Sorry, I touched some skin down there and got a little sidetracked. But that he doesn't, pick up on social cues and read the room. But in the end, what it all comes down here, one of our, right reason rules on the Bachelorette Boys is that you're not here to make friends. You're also not here to make friends.
But he's there to build a brand.
Well,
that's not even my issue.
I'm on
him,
the full-blown Naboom train. All right.
Yeah.
He's also perpetually hammered. When he was at that group date,
I don't think so. See,
he was slurring his words.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah, he was very drunk.
Yeah, he could not make eye contact with anyone. He was slurring. Yeah.
Okay.
He was definitely hammered.
All right.
I have a 3-part deconstruction of why I hate that man. All right. I'm gonna cover all the bases. Number one, for all of us as a resident right reasons expert and believer, obviously that hits me right in the right reasons, and I don't like it. I don't like that he's clearly here to build a brand, as Alex F said. But hold on. That's not even why I hate him. That's why I just start to not like him. Yeah. Obviously that's a big no-no.
But that's just hearsay at this point, is it not?
Well, it is hearsay because the guy who's saying it is not to be trusted.
He's not credible.
It's so obvious. He comes in with a catchphrase.
It is, and he's got the shirt.
Saying he has a shirt already.
And I've seen Instagrams of him at other parties now with Bachelor people, and he's wearing his thing. He's wearing the tank top, and
he's been on other reality shows as well.
Really,
this is not his first rodeo.
But points number 2 and 3, your brand is stupid. That's the second thing. So that's another reason to hate you. And then number 3 is just, what was number 3? Oh, it's that number 3 is that just he's a child. At the end of the day, this is a show about finding a man, and anyone who is yelling in that way, it's not even that. It doesn't bother me that he's there for the wrong reasons. It bothers me that he's not a man.
Yeah.
He's a boy.
A boy.
I guess. I'm a boy myself. I'm not a wa boy, but I'm a boy. And I don't know. I can't help but see what I hope to perceive as the good in him, which is, as I feel like, I wouldn't say he's a boy. I'll work backwards on you. I think it's a childlike wonder. And I think it's an innocence, and I think it's something that a lot of people lose, and it's something that should be preserved.
All right. So if a grown man walks into Chuck E. Cheese and jumps in the ball pit, is that a boyhood wonder, a childhood innocence, or is that who are you? What's
not
wrong
enough
with you?
information. There's not enough information in that scenario.
I think that's a perfect metaphor. That's exactly what I equate.
Who's he there with? Who did he come with? Did he just run past the guard?
He doesn't have a boy of his own, so he's there by himself.
Maybe he's looking for a boy of his own. You can't knock
a
someone
ball pit's
for
a
that.
good place to find a boy of your own.
It is.
For sure. You got to dig a little bit.
Yeah.
There's usually good boys at the bottom.
Exactly, and more to my point. See, that just shows that he's willing to put in the work
to find the boy,
or whatever the
in
goal
this
may
case,
be.
Rachel. Yeah, the little boy or a brand.
And I don't know. Whenever I see him with Rachel, I feel like it's just what she said herself, straight from the Bachelorette's mouth, is that whenever she's with him, he continues to surprise her, and she just kind of has this feeling of just intrigue and, calm, sort of, which is a little ironic, but
so
I don't
he's
know.
fake.
No,
Look,
I don't think he's
yes.
fake.
He's fake. Also, when the police showed up to his door and asked him, "Where is the little boy from the ball pit?" he said, "What boy?" Right?
I'll say this: if I had to choose,
I don't want to go on a tag run on that.
If I had to choose between Lucas or Blake,
Lucas.
I'd choose Lucas.
Right.
Lucas is annoying and obviously there for the wrong reasons, but Blake is legitimately unsettling.
Yeah, just anybody who gets obsessed with another contestant.
Yeah, there's always that one contestant that is more obsessed with getting one other person eliminated than they are to actually doing what they're there for.
Yeah, I want to know what possesses these men to think that that's the look that they should be. Every season,
they want to be the hero to her,
but it's not. It's not heroic. You're a tattletale. You're lame.
You're
focus on your own relationship and trust that the woman that you want to be with is the woman you actually would want, who would be someone who doesn't fall for that.
Agreed. Yeah.
The end goal is to be her wagroom. All right.
Oh no.
Oh man. You're on one today. You're on a win streak.
I don't know. If that first challenge did nothing else aside, the husband material challenge, if nothing else, it showed that Lucas is ready to put a baby in that womb. And I don't think we can discount that. You know, it was a Hollywood super couple put that challenge together themselves. And I guess that's all I have to say about that.
He drowned the baby a couple times. But
but a little baby needs to dip, you know?
Yeah, dip that boy.
You got to dip that boy in the lake every now and then. But that was that. You know, Dean, my boy, ended up getting the rose, which was really surprising considering that he didn't stand out until the actual conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I feel like that's something we don't really see. And that's just another thing about the season that's just keeping me on my toes is that you never know.
Here's my question about Dean. Do you think his humility is real or fake?
I do. I think it's very genuine. I think
I feel like for now, I think it is genuine until I've seen something further. But he's very humble, which is surprising.
He is.
He seemed like because like when you first introduced him, he kind of made a cocky joke and all that. But I feel
I think he's genuinely kind of awkward and like what didn't grow up like being hot, if that makes sense. Like I think like he like blossomed in a way. He doesn't because I think it's genuine, but I don't think it's that he's humble. Huh?
You cheating on Jack Stone?
No, I'm just saying that. I'm saying that he's not like Jack Stone, who was
say?
Jack Stone was a pure winner from day one.
Oh yeah,
and has always been sought after. Hence the name Jack Stone.
Yeah, as in he's set in stone and not moving or changing in any way.
Look, he's her best friend.
But would you say she's romancing the stone?
I wouldn't.
Man, yeah, exactly. She's not. She's not in the stone zone.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I don't like this.
I am just. I'm a Dean level of humbled by you right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I don't want to harp too much on Dean because we all know he's going to win, you know. But and
then we'll
be talking about him all season. Yeah, so I guess we won't. But
who we should harp on
is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, very tall.
You know why?
Why?
He vocally said last season during Nick's season that The Bachelor is ruining modern romance. There's a whole article he wrote for, I don't remember, it was like Hollywood Reporter or something like that. He wrote a long-form article on his thoughts about The Bachelor and how it is ruining like modern romance and people's interpretation of what love should be.
Interesting.
Which he made fair points, but he was dissing the franchise. And then the very next season, he's a guest.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So,
well, he pulled a Kevin Durant. You can't beat him, join him. Because you're not going to beat The Bachelor.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right?
Kevin Durant made the right decision.
As did Kareem. Welcome to the right side. Welcome to the right reasons, Mr. Kareem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, and your past decisions or things don't have to haunt you. You know, they don't have to dictate who you are and who you become. They don't have to walloon over your present, you know. But maybe that one was a little shoehorned in.
No, I think
what I
some.
had said?
No, I think.
Did you hear? It just wasn't funny.
No, I did. No, I liked it.
Okay.
I just think that like
well,
I wanted.
Forced, am I right?
No, I was just tuning you out.
Oh. All right. Well,
Anyone recognize mine? It was good. No, I want to. Let's not get ahead of ourselves and talk about Kareem quite yet. I want to talk about
come back to
Pistol Pete, our boy,
Maravich?
who no, Peter.
Oh,
Peter,
yeah.
the big winner of the
I
episode.
forgot.
Everyone's
Yeah.
new favorite
101
gap
Peter.
tooth lover boy.
AKA Daniel's future winner pick because he walked right into that one.
Yeah.
We
yeah,
seriously blew it, just not even considering him in any of our hometowns or any of our final picks because that is.
Yeah,
he's the closest thing to a sure thing at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay,
he just
It's not a sure
didn't register with me whatsoever beforehand. Like until this was a huge shock to me, and I love it. I really enjoyed watching that.
I like him. He seems great.
Yeah, I agree. I did have a few like a little bits and pieces there. Like I was thinking like on the plane, you know, he's like, oh, like hi Copper. He just wasn't being too. Like as the date progressed, he got more of a dog lover, which felt like if that was me, just straight up, I'd have been on the floor of the plane going like, "Oh, baby," and kissing him and give him licks all over, you know, and
cleaning him.
Yeah, you know, I'd kiss, you know, because that's in my experience.
Jake, where would you kiss this dog?
Well, in my experience, the best way to get in with a woman is to kiss her son, you know, because that's where it's the root of all love. And Copper is her fur baby, you know, and so when Peter didn't just jump on that, you know, train and just get right in that, you know, that tongue action with Copper, I was like, I don't know, I don't know if I can trust someone who doesn't love dogs.
Yeah, if he's not giving that dog a full blown tongue bath, like
exactly,
I don't think he cares.
Yeah, and then as the date progressed, he got more and more into the dogs. It's like, okay, man, how much of this is an act? But that was just me trying to say that Dean still has it, which he does. But I don't know, Pete.
No, but
he's a good guy.
Here's my feeling on Peter is that I saw a reaction out of him that I don't think I've seen in any Bachelor contestant ever, which is that I saw him in his own head running for the hills. Usually like we saw with Dean, I think the reaction all the time is I was skeptical. I didn't think I'd find love, yet here I am and I'm feeling something genuinely for this person. Maybe this could be something. I saw him lying about that and agreeing with her when he really went, oh man, like this has to be something or it can be nothing. And there's no in between. I like this girl, but I think he was panicking at like the thought of like that in like a couple weeks. He's like, I think he saw the jet planes and all that for what it was, and that's not what your relationship with this woman will be like.
Okay.
What
So
gave you that vibe?
is this in reference to the dinner
his,
date?
like, no, I just
After
saw
the
it, like
dog
the
date?
twinkle in his eye, man. It was not like Jack Stone's. It wasn't.
And nothing was like Jack Stone's. The twinkle in his eye is just a reflection from his teeth.
And that's why there was a big old hole in it
Yeah.
that I'm poking holes
No,
in.
I'm talking about Jack Stone's teeth.
Oh.
He's got shiny teeth.
Oh. Well, I thought
He's
you meant
like
the
a
gap
modern
tooth.
day reincarnation of Chip Skylark from the Fairly Odd Parents. And
Crimson Chin?
hmm?
The Crimson
No,
Chin?
Chip
no,
Skylark.
Chip Skylark, who the famous singer
Oh,
of My
Icky
Shiny Teeth
Vicky?
and Me and Icky Vicky
Yeah.
and other smash hits. But I do feel where you're coming from, Case.
Yeah.
You're kind of our resident,
Extremist.
Yes. And so for that was a pretty mild, I think, take on what could have otherwise been something crazy. And I think it's because we're getting really good feelings from this guy. And if he can quell the storm that is Casey's ever-racing
Extremism.
mind and soul, then I think we got a good guy on our hands. And good for you, Daniel, because that's certainly your pick.
Yeah.
So shouts out to Daniel B, excuse me, and Ryan S. who
Did
couldn't
you
be here
say
tonight.
his last name?
I did. We revealed it. Yeah,
Spoiler.
whatever. Who cares? That's not what it's about. It's about love and Dean winning.
It's not about Dean winning. It's about Jack Stone.
It's about Jack Stone being a good friend.
Thank you.
He's the Alexis of this season.
No, he's not. Alexis was awful.
As
Well,
in, like,
Alexis
they were
was-
just friends.
yeah, they were totally just
Yeah,
buds.
hold on. Can we like revisit like how awful I'm so sick of like the hype that just because a girl like isn't fitting the model of like being lame on The Bachelor doesn't make her cool on The
I
Bachelor.
didn't mind her.
She
Who,
was
Alexis?
was
was
hammered and just talked about like being wrong about like something or like physiologically with dolphins and sharks. That was their whole thing, was that she was really drunk and didn't know what a dolphin was. Doesn't make her a good girl. Like I see people always like reaching out being like, you're so down to earth and like normal. And it's like, that's not.
I think it's a lot about what you don't see too. There's a lot of the implied behind the scenes stuff, and I felt like with Alexis, as long as we're going there, it just
Well, we have to
it was
now.
heavily implied just through their interaction that they have good conversation and good fun platonic experiences with one another. Because it was never awkward, like, "Hey, how's it going?" It was always like, "Hey, you like sharks and dolphins."
Yeah,
right?
when you're hammered, that'll happen. Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I don't even know why we're talking about this.
Because I'm bashing on her. Also, I hate
You
Evan.
couldn't get your fill.
We hate Evan here. I almost said the F word.
Evan B or Jack Devin?
Which one's? Oh, Jack.
Blake E.
Yeah, he is.
He's
Jack Devin.
so
terrible.
it's
Jack Devin.
and my theory is that Evan Bass is Blake E in disguise. He got jacked, he got ripped, and he came back and he started talking about his penis again, his telltale heart. He couldn't hide that on the floorboard. He just had to talk about the penis. And then he comes on here, and now he's got beef with who he thinks is the new Chad, and that's Lucas, who he isn't.
And he went with a
And-
smaller version. this
Yeah,
time.
exactly. He
Easier.
tried to
He
pick
wanted to be more jacked. than
Exactly.
the
He tried to pick a
potential
battle
Chad.
that he thought he could win, but little did he remember he's an idiot, and everyone hates him. And I can't wait to see him go home another time. But that's my official Batch Boys conspiracy theory. What do you guys think? Hashtag Blake E is Evan B. Tweet at us.
Hashtag Covfefe.
Hashtag EB Games.
Hashtag Peggy 18 for all you gamers.
Nice.
So that's me, and I guess that's that for that episode, for that date.
Yeah, I mean, the real meat and potatoes is, of course, that big old b-ball group date that was so good.
Did anything eventful happen?
Crushed that date, dude.
Yeah, you would have really.
I would have been
bricked a
splooshing from
couple.
outside.
Yeah, I'd have been just being a stupid bad player.
like Lee.
Yeah, like Lee or Eric is two guys I just hate, can't stand. And I don't like that. Basketball brings out the worst in me. Worst.
It seemed to bring out the worst in all of the men on this episode too. I mean, I think to even like the thing that bothered me first, like even before DeMario's whole thing, which we'll get to in a minute, obviously, is
DeMario's whole thing.
Like, I just didn't think that Rachel kept saying like, I'm really impressed with DeMario. I was like, I wasn't. He was just being really cocky, dunking on her. Like, that's not cute.
He was just showboating and then lost.
He didn't.
He's like, I had a great game. We lost, but
he didn't do it in a cute way. Like, he just did it in like a lame DeMario way.
Yeah.
And then obviously that girl who, to his credit, she seemed insane, like 100% insane. But so he also clearly was guilty.
But she came like fully prepped with evidence, and well, obviously
Sort
she
of.
didn't just show up.
She came fully prepped with like semi-coherent evidence and like slurs for him.
This is our Batch Boys certified producer stank of the week.
Yeah.
So
it's like, I don't know. Like, part of me feels like, how do they not find this out? But the other part is like, I guess
they probably knew it and they
don't.
just let him on.
You think?
Yeah.
But like, how do you? I guess
If
you
find
it's
this
good
out.
drama.
They find this out.
Facebook
They're,
and stuff.
they're like, all right, we'll let him on anyways. But we're gonna hit his girlfriend.
They probably
out.
talked to her before they let him on and said, will you confront him on the season? And like contracted her for that.
Yeah.
Like he contracted her for something
Yeah,
else.
and this is just a
Contract the
perfect
rainbow.
example of really just dirty, vicious producer stank.
Oh,
Producer stank is just inherently icky, you know, and
moldy bread producer.
yeah, it's like I don't like it. I don't like producer stank, but this particular producer stank, it clearly hurt Rachel, and I can only imagine she's sitting there thinking, this is producer stank, and they did this to me on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I can't imagine what that must be like. I can imagine what it's like to have the production stank happen, but to have it be so intentional at the cost of your emotions for nothing more than forcing it to be continued on the audience. You know,
well, that's her number one too, is not being played. Like some people it's heights, other people it's just like, you know, other things. For her,
yeah,
it's
like
not-
spiders.
She doesn't want to get played.
Yeah, exactly.
This stank is like someone walking in the middle of a fancy dinner party, squatting and ripping one. That's how stank it is. It's so obvious.
Ripping one of the fancy napkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's ripping a hole in the tablecloth.
It's the cloth one too, so it takes serious effort.
But yeah, it's just like that's just unforgivable, you know. Of course I forgive them because it's the Batch and I love the Batch. I'm a boy who loves the Batch, but it's just I don't like that. Producer stank has its place every now and then, like Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, but when it just is for no benefit other than hurting Rachel, like. You know, you can.
Well, isn't that what the whole season's for?
I guess,
hurt
but
Rachel?
like, I just,
Yeah, that's she signed up for it.
I guess I just don't. I don't want that to be true as much as I know it is. But you know, that bled into the guys. What did you guys think of the way the guys handled that afterwards in their conversations with her?
They all seemed shocked, but I bet like half of them weren't.
Yeah.
It just like I think that they all half missed a real opportunity. Which is just that, like, I didn't hear any of them, like, they all indirectly said this, but none of them said the words just like, I'm sorry that happened, and I want you to know that I'm here for you. Like, that I am here for the right reasons, and that, like, I'm here.
Well, that's what
because of you.
Josiah did.
Yeah.
No,
That's why
he
he got
said
the
that he
rose.
felt played and was upset, and he wants to protect her. He should just say, no, he didn't say, I'm here for the right reasons, and you don't have to worry about that.
Somebody did. I truthfully can't place who it was.
I just don't think they took advantage of the moment as much as they could. She was very vulnerable. She was in a, you know, she was in like a Nick Viall all season kind of state.
No, totally.
Vulnerable.
I just, you know, I think that's a little, I don't know, callous of an outlook of missing an opportunity that could have been
when
seized.
a woman is vulnerable, you need to take advantage of them. That's what you all the
Casey, come on, bud. Not like this. But no, like, I don't know. Some of the guys, you know, some of the guys did the thing where it's like, I'm so angry because they wasted my time too. And it's
Yeah.
like, well,
Like,
yeah,
shut
like
up.
you're welcome to like feel that way. But like at the same time, like this was a huge opportunity for them to show Rachel who they are, and not by taking advantage of the situation per se, but like I said, you know, I can only imagine how hard that must have been for her, and like she could really have used that moment to her own, you know, benefit to figure out which one of these guys will be able to help me in the future in a situation similar to this. It's just in a huge kind of life-shattering, you know, event, and nobody really stood out. Josiah was pretty good, but in a nicer way, I think I agree with Casey.
Well, no, I was kidding, obviously.
Oh,
about
of course.
That comment. Okay. Anyways, so aside, like in a real comment, unlike
You
my
sure?
last one, yes, I'm sure. I need to not get that misconstrued here. Kidding about the last thing. So moving on, though, I think in a way, although I feel for Rachel and like nobody wants to be played, I also just like. I think she really played it up a bit. I don't think she needed to be as upset as she was because you could see that a mile away with the
I
Mario.
loved it. She didn't take it. I loved it. She's like, I need you to get the bleep out.
Oh, no,
I
but I'm
loved it.
talking
That
about,
was
like,
great.
That's not what I'm talking about. That was cool. I
She was
love
there
that.
for no crap.
What I'm talking about is like the idea that like I don't know. She just like she doesn't talk to Chris Harris. She just like goes in the bathroom. She's not okay. Like,
Yeah, because
That
she was.
shot was hilarious, by the way, where she just walks by him. He's standing there. He's just kind of got his Chris Harrison smile. He's like,
Well, no, this is exactly what I'm talking about, and that's what I found particularly disgusting about this episode, is that I felt genuine, pain coming from her. I didn't feel her being dramatic. I felt her being betrayed and backstabbed and blindsided by the producers, and overall just completely and utterly shell-shocked. And joke
although-
aside, truthfully, like she had to go to the bathroom to get away from the cameras because, she knows everybody in this freaking gym knew this was coming and they all just backstabbed.
even Kareem.
Especially Kareem.
Kareem arranged
Kareem, you let me down.
Kareem met the ex-girlfriend at a club and found it out.
He's very active on social media.
But one thing I do want to like, I don't want Rachel to sit there and pretend that she's really upset because she let one of those other guys go home in his place. No, you didn't want any
Well,
of those
yeah.
losers. Like what was the guy? What was our
Mohit?
Yeah, Mohit. You did not keep Mohit because you thought that he wasn't here for as good of reasons as Demario.
yeah.
You kept Demario because you thought he would love you good in the fantasy suite, and then you could send him home.
I mean, yeah,
Dunk
that
all
was
over
one
that.
part that I did feel was a little dramatic. So I'll give you that. We'll call it even.
He took the spot of
Yeah,
those guys. Like, no, he didn't.
Hey Theo, can I get some wine over here, please?
Yeah.
Who we
Some of
drinking
this-
tonight,
Some
Theo?
of this Hobson Estate Chardonnay,
Wow.
2015.
Rachel Select.
Ooh, wowie. Yes, please.
Fun fact is that this is actually Rachel's #1 preferred wine. We did the research on this. This is
Mm-hmm.
us not just spewing bullcrap here for you. Like we know her wine list. We've looked it up.
I'm gonna pour this off camera in case my technique is flawed.
Oh, that's super flawed.
Yeah. Notice the bubbles?
So,
wow, that is a heavy pour.
but yeah, so I think I think we all feel the same about Demario. That like it didn't surprise any of us really. He had no good defense. Guy's a scumbag.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I think obviously this was a huge episode, and there was a lot that went down, and like what else like really struck with you guys? Because there's I think a couple other moments we could get to that were really crazy.
Totally. Theo, why don't you kick us off?
I mean, I feel like we've covered most of it.
Well, I'll give you one. Like for me, like one is that for me, I cannot stand Brian, and seeing him interact with her again, I
Something
cannot
about
stand
him
that
is
man.
off.
Yeah, he's touchy-feely. He's a chiropractor. Red flag right
37, same age as Rachel.
He's
Yeah.
he's,
there. He's 11 years older than
he's
Dean.
very Josh-like to me.
Yes. Mm-hmm. He's
what I don't
definitely
like.
the new
He
Josh.
grabs her face and like just so much tongue immediately, and it's just like it's this way of kissing that shows to me that you're a bad person.
Yeah.
I have a
It's-
feeling that some dirt's gonna get out, be it on the season or postseason social media. He's gonna get exposed for something. You know that guy's got.
You know he's
skeletons.
gonna have a People magazine headline when he's in like the top 2 that's like secrets exposed, like lazy stupid Brian.
Yeah, he's just I don't see good things coming from this guy. It's the body language is huge, especially when it comes to the romance. The romantic. I don't know how to make it like a euphemism. Just his forceful sexuality is just really off-putting to me, and I can see why it's sort of
toxic
a turn
masculinity.
on. I can see it is, and I can see why it's a turn on at
Nice
first.
buzzword.
But you can't that can't sustain a healthy relationship. You can't be a father.
He's not a
and a
nurturing
husband. Exactly. Like that's just I don't know. And maybe again, it's early. Maybe we're judging these guys a little prematurely, but we're like experts
No,
at
like
this point.
if
We've been
this
doing
was
this for a while.
Caitlin's season, he'd be doing great. But on a stand-up woman
Hey,
season,
she's still.
It's tough seeing
going
Rachel get
strong.
with
played.
scumbag Sean. I do
Deep.
like Sean, but Sean's a scumbag.
He's a boss.
He's a scumbag, and Caitlin's just kind of awful. They're both awful together, and that's what makes them beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
But Rachel's a real woman, and she deserves a real man. Brian's not that. Dean might be a real man in a few years. He just needs to grow a little more.
Yeah,
So who'd you say is
still is
other
young.
than Jack Stone?
Other than Jack Stone, I honestly, I would feel good about Kenny if he wasn't like
I like
a terrible
Kenny.
wrestler
Kenny.
with like a 10-year-old like elephant of a daughter.
Come on.
She is
Elephantitis.
big.
Come on.
No, not
Don't back that up.
No, I mean big like height. She's tall. I guess giraffe. That's the animal that I would have used. She is tall,
That's messed up.
but she's
I'm
all
backtracking.
girls.
I'm backtracking.
No, all girls at like the
Yeah,
age
I'm
of
throwing you
10
under
hit
the
a
bus.
growth spurt. They all hit a growth
I'm throwing
spurt.
you under
where
the
they're
bus.
Look, I never said that I was a good guy, but I'm here for the right reasons.
All
Okay.
right. Yeah, and in some way, who's Ryan's pick? Do we remember? Anybody know?
All I know is that he hates Dean.
Was it?
Yeah.
Is it Diggy? I think it was Diggy.
Was
no,
it
it wasn't
Diggy?
Yeah,
Diggy.
I think it
No,
was.
I think Diggy's in his
It
top
was
4. I don't
Diggy.
think it is Diggy.
No, it's not Diggy.
I don't remember who it is, but
Who
what I
is
do want to talk about, and even if it's just in patting ourselves on the back, is that, or just calling attention to it, is that each of our 3 picks had very telling moments this episode. You know?
2 good, 1 bad.
Yeah.
Mine
So,
was not bad.
It wasn't bad, but it was telling. You know?
Bad
Look,
up where I think my hot
most-
take is he goes home next
So,
week.
so my question.
Jack Stone does not go Jack home.
So let me form this into a question for you guys to maybe wrap us out. Is what do you think about this episode and its moments on your Final Rose contestant, and what does that mean for their future and your particular connection to them?
I'll start off because I think mine's the simplest. I think Jack Stone is a make or break week next week. It's either that he goes home and he finds nothing with her, or he does what we all know he's going to do, which is that all great relationships start out of friendship, and they were so cute when he was pretending to say that he thinks she's amazing and she was pretending to think that it was okay.
Well, just to clarify, when you say next week, you don't mean immediately following the TVC to be continued.
I do.
So you,
I
so you
mean
think
the
as
next
soon-
week, like right after the roast. I think he gets through this week,
I think.
and
he
I
goes
think,
home.
that's what I mean.
I think he goes through, and I think the week after
Mhm.
it's make or break. I think she puts it out there that it's make or break.
Do you want to make a Batch Boys bet, a BBB?
Okay.
You
This
say
is a two-way bet?
You say he stays. I say he goes home. What are the
this
stakes?
round.
I
What are-
say no.
What are the stakes in this Batch Boys bet?
If I win, you have to give me your pick as well. I get 2.
Oh.
Whoa.
No.
Wow, this is a fantasy.
Okay.
Lower stakes. Lower stakes.
You have to give me 1/3 of your pick, some of your glory if you win. I don't know. What do you want me to?
Glory
What
means
do you
nothing.
want?
You remember when I won last season and you guys didn't care? You booed me. Glory means nothing in this.
Tell me what you want. You're the one who wanted to make a deal. Let's make a deal. I want to give you $500.
You heard it here
That's-
first. Batch Boys Nation.
Sorry, that's on camera and it's on audio.
Let's see if I win.
Meaning that Jack goes home.
Yeah.
Jack goes home in this rose ceremony, not next
This
week, but
rose
the rose
ceremony.
ceremony.
Okay.
Let's say we have you drink everybody's worth of wine.
And it's going to be that gross poo-poo
Over my
chocolate
lifetime
wine.
deal.
Over my life.
Cheers.
We'll find the stakes
we'll find
next
a bet.
week.
We'll find a
have
bet.
nice
If you have a bet for us, go ahead and write on in. Tell us what it should be.
Hashtag Batch Boys bet. Hashtag Cafe Faith.
Also tell Alex F how wrong he is about Jack Stone. All right, Mr. Jake. Though, how do you? I mean, obviously, I think you're like Josiah had a good week, but I want to hear how do you feel because you're the only one who had a real positive.
Yeah, so I felt really good, and maybe I asked this question because I wanted to brag a little more. Maybe not. Maybe I'm a humble guy, but yeah, like I said earlier, he was in the first group, and one thing Ashton Kutcher said that I really liked when he said it is that he had a bold pick or a bold prediction, and that is that none of Rachel's future husband, like her future husband, is of none of the guys that were in the first date.
It's true.
group.
Including Dean.
But Dean was there. So I don't know, Ashton. You might be losing your touch. But Dean, he didn't stand out in the competition really at all. It wasn't until they got to the arcade afterwards and they were kind of chilling and stuff that she really got to talk more with Dean. And every conversation that she's had with Dean has been really positive. Of course, it has all started from his initial introduction when they did it live at the end of last season, where he said, as we all know, he said, "Hey Rachel, like I'm prepared to go black and not go back." And
I feel like that's water under the bridge at this point.
It is.
He's made a good enough impression.
No, totally. And that's actually something I want to talk about. Is so it's a little bit of a groan, but she's mentioned several times that she likes it. But the one thing that I want to really point out to his character is that a lot of people would just be fine with just telling that joke and just letting it be what it is, blah, blah, blah. She cut him off the hook and stuff. But the fact that one of the first things that he said to her was like, "Hey, I hope that was okay. Like, I hope I didn't cross the line and stuff," just shows that he's really a thoughtful guy. And I do think that was a little producer stank in making him say that. But it's just, I don't know, man. I get a great feeling from this guy. He's cute. He's young. I mean, our listeners will agree with me. You don't have to. But he's just, I don't know. He's a great surface level guy, and I just cannot wait to see what it lies beneath. Yeah, surface level right now. It's everything's superficial right now, but they just shared such a connection that she shared with Brian on the first one in the pure sexual aggressiveness, the toxic masculinity, but without the toxic. And I don't know, man. He's a good guy, and I'm very, very happy to be in his corner.
Well, I do think over the next couple of weeks we're going to find out how right you are. But as of now, you are firmly right on fantasy. That's right, everyone. Quick fantasy update before we head out of here. Jake C doing real well. He's right up there in the top 3 right now, climbing the leaderboard. He is.
I am.
Are you below me?
I am below you, though.
So
that's all that matters.
So check us out on fantasy. Add into our league. If you're in our league, email us to hit us up on Instagram.
Yep.
Back-to-back perfect weeks.
Yeah. Well,
she's a cheater. It's true. She cheats.
I think she got 60 on both.
Yeah, but the first week was because she got the first impression with Brian, but she did miss one question.
Oh, was it?
So because the first impression was worth 20 points.
Oh.
But regardless, number one, this is Jake's sister, contestant Jake's sister, who may or may not be related to Jake C, who is me.
She's his brother.
So she's my thing's not loading, but she's in first place, followed very closely by Alex F.
It's like not close. She's got a considerable lead on everybody. Yeah.
Really? Oh, dang.
Well, we'll see how it all shakes out.
Yeah, I'm tied in third with other people, but
I'll see if I can.
Yeah, if you guys want to join our fantasy, please do. Our numbers are steadily increasing. We're hoping to get back up to last season's numbers. Because it's so much more fun when there's so many more people because we get to interact with all of you and stuff. And speaking of interact with us, if you have anything you want to say, any questions, comments, concerns, some one-on-one convo time, go to batchboys.net/contact, and that's where you can find all of us. Put in your info, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
I'm trying to load the fantasy.
Yeah, I am too.
If it's really bad, Wi-Fi.
You don't need to. Yeah. All right.
So Facebook.com/BatchBoys, Instagram @TheBatchBoys, Twitter @BatchBoys, also on SoundCloud and iTunes and on YouTube. Check us out. And thanks for watching, guys. It's a great episode, huge week, and can't wait till we have all our boys.
We'll see you Batch here next week for some more wabooms.
Yeah.
All right.
Shall we waboom, guys?
Let's
just shake our wine all over you quick.
To Rachel.
To Rachel.